Call to order the special town council meeting for November 8th. We could rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Councilman Pondinas,
Present.
Councilman Blazak,
Present.
Councilman Aurelio,
Here.
Councilman Schilling,
Here.
Councilman Sweats,
Here.
Town Manager Salatas, present. All members of the town council are present.
Okay, so we have a quorum. All right. Item number 4 is public comment. So I have one name called that signed in for public comment. For those of you that are here to speak on any of the annexations, just so you know, the comments from last town council meeting are in the record, and the comments from the BZA meeting are in the record. You're free to speak this evening. I would just ask if you could try to keep it to 3 minutes if possible. Amy Schultz is the first one.
Amy Schultz, 13131 Snowberry Lane. Good evening again. Thank you for bringing this Snowberry Lane variance issue back before the council so quickly. This is now the third meeting some of us have attended, so we are really hoping for closure on this matter tonight. I know you said we didn't need to come back, but this is very important to a lot of us, and we wanted to see it through to the end. Obviously, I won't repeat everything I said at the last meeting. I'm hoping that you listened to what my neighbors and I had to say and gave it due consideration. I did want to remind you the Snowberry Lane variance comes with an unfavorable recommendation from the zoning board. You received numerous email comments and had quite a few in-person comments at the last meeting as well, all from residents who oppose having a commercial daycare located in our neighborhood. Not one person has come forward in support of this, not one. My neighbors and I have stood united against this attempted intrusion. My neighbors and I have stood united against this attempted intrusion into our quiet subdivision. All of you would not want the disruption, the noise, and the traffic in your neighborhood on your street. So on behalf of myself and my neighbors, we are asking that you deny the Snowberry Lane variance tonight and keep the peace and tranquility of our neighborhood intact. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Anyone else would like to speak this evening? The microphone is open. All right, I will close the floor to public comment. Item number 5A is to consider change order number 3 from Haas and Associates for the 2021 Community Crossing and Road Improvement Project, an increase of $33,513.02. Mr. Salatas.
Councilman Sweats, or President Sweats, we have Matt Mignell on virtually, who can explain any questions that the council may have in regards to the next 3 items are directly related to the Community Crossroads Grant and closing that project out since it is done.
Any questions or comments from the board for Matt?
I think you covered these last meeting, right?
So do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve change order number 3 and authorize the town council president to sign.
Thank you, Brian. Is there support for that?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Aurelio. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. That is approved 5-0. Item B, consider Haas and Associates pay request number 3 to pay Reith and Riley the final pay and release of retainer invoice for the work completed on the 2021 Community Crossing Road Improvement Project in the amount of $152,066.92. Did I miss anything?
No, everything seems to be in order.
Okay. Any questions for Matt on this one? Do I have a motion?
So move.
Is there support for that?
A second.
All right, motion by Mr. Schilling, support by Mr. Pondinas. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. That is approved 5-0. Item C, consider the certificate of final completion, approval, and acceptance of work for the 2021 Community Crossing Road Improvement Project.
This closes us out.
Okay, and so we ended up, Matt, so just so I understand, we ended up, is it 33,000 over?
Yeah, so that change order that you approved is a final balancing of the contract. So we were 3% over the base bid amount of 1,333,190.81. Total contract dollar was the 1,366,703.83. And that 3% is the reflection, that number you seen, 33,513.02. That would be all the cost incurred for change order number 1 you approved, change order number 2, and then just miscellaneous work items that were pluses and minuses throughout the contract that were shown on that attachment A for change order number 3.
Okay. Any other questions or comments for Matt?
Matt, how fast or how soon will it be completely, totally, and state approved?
I have forwarded all of the purchase order documentation to the town manager's office. I've been email corresponding with Chris Salatas on this. He has all the documents. The only thing that was outstanding that goes with the purchase order closeout documentation that goes to NDOT is this signed change order number 3, as well as we have to send the canceled checks for the 3 pay requests. So once you guys sign this change order tonight, the only thing that Chris will need to be able to send everything to NDOT, final this out, will be those 3 canceled checks. And I'm assuming that with the other 2 already being paid, we have those probably at the clerk's office. So as soon as you can pay the pay request and get the canceled check back for this final pay request and release of retainage, that would be the last item that would need to be provided to Chris to send to Marcia at NDOT for closing out.
Therefore, we'll have crossed all the Ts and dotted all the Is and be in total
Correct.
compliance.
Correct.
No chance of
100%.
no chance of any screw-ups.
No, this is, everything is in order for this. All the documentation is there. We have all the detailed cost estimates from the contractor with the pay request. That is a thing that they're requiring now. On past projects, we were able just to send the pay request with the base bid, but now they want, in addition to that, all the individual street divisions shown as well. So we have that documentation with that pay request that you guys approved tonight. So like I said, everything is there and ready to go, except for that final canceled check for this payment for the 152,066.92, and we'll be good to go.
How's it looking for the submission next January or February?
In talking with Chris, we have to close out this purchase order for them to do their final review on past purchase order closeouts that we've done with other municipality, the town of Long Beach. I've done them for 3 of them now. They typically turn these purchase order closeouts around like this within a week, 2 weeks tops. That's what I conveyed to Chris. So I'm hoping that that'll be the same process and we'll be able to expedite that. And if they have any questions, I told Chris just to let me know and we can go ahead and suffice anything extra that they may or may not need. But it's usually standard operating procedure, like I said, with the documentation that they require and everything that is required. I've provided to Chris outside of this signed change order and then the final canceled check for pay request 3, which that would be returned to the clerk's office, obviously, once the payment is cashed by Reith Riley.
So everything is pretty well in order for 2022?
Yes, sir.
When is that due into NDOT?
The 2022-1 call application is scheduled to open January 3rd of 2022. And I believe the closing date on that for final submission is January 28th, 2022. So from the 3rd to the 28th is the time frame from when the call submission will be open to submit an application for the town of St. John.
Good job, Matt. You stayed on top of it. We appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time.
Okay, so on item C, do I have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the certificate of final completion, approval, and acceptance of work, and authorize the town council president to sign.
Thank you, Brian. Is there support for that?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Mike. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. That is approved 5-0. Item D, consider grant use variance to allow batting cages in the US 41 overlay district at 11101 West 97th Lane. Mr. Salatas?
The BZA had a special meeting 15 minutes before ours, where they approved both the September and October minutes, so everything is in order now for the council to take up a favorable recommendation from the BZA.
Okay, so we had this in front of us last council meeting, just minus the minutes, and they have been approved. Any questions or comments on this?
I don't have any.
Okay,
And we have 2 stop signs put up there now, and again, I'll thank the police department, Bob Davis, Chris, and the fire department for going out there and doing that little survey and getting them signs up as quick as they did.
yep, good. So do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to grant the special use variance at 11101 West 97th Lane.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Is there support for that? Thank you, Brian. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. That is approved 5-0. Item number E, consider granting special exception to allow a child care facility at 13190 Snowberry Lane.
Likewise, we have the minutes for this meeting that was just passed at the BZA meeting previous to this, and this comes with an unfavorable recommendation from the BZA.
Okay, again, we had this in front of us before. You guys got the minutes. Any questions or comments?
No.
Then I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to deny the special exemption at 13190 Snowberry Lane.
Thank you, Mike. Is there
Second.
support
A
for that?
second.
Thank you, Mike. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. That is denied, 5-0. Reports and correspondence. Wayne, you have anything?
Yeah, we have a SCADA system tomorrow, a meeting for the water side. They're going to give us a demonstration on what they've got done and how it's all going to work. So some of us are going to attend that. That's at 1 o'clock. Like I said, last meeting, 96th Street is just about done. Probably one small change order to come. And Route 41, I've tried to get the engineer from Milestone to tell me what's going on. But there's some of the business owners are complaining, some of the residents are, why is it so messed up? So we're gonna work on that this week and find out what they can do with it. If they're gonna take the barricades down, from what they told me, the barricades are gonna stay up, they're not gonna pave anymore. It's gonna basically be a mess, but some of the business owners are complaining and they're not happy, so we're gonna see what we can do about that.
I can understand that. Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Mr. Schilling?
I don't have anything.
Mr. Aurelio?
Probably should share that we've been working on the Economic Development Committee and other committees to get a trip down to Carmel, Indiana. We are in the middle of increasing or developing our commercial overlay district and having a riverfront area, which I think is essential not only for having a nice area for our residents, but also to add to our tax base. So I want to thank Carmel, their mayor, their economic development committee, others for hosting us. We are going to go down there the first couple weeks of December. I'm looking forward to that, and I thank them for their willingness to be hospitable and allow us to learn. So.
Okay. Mr. Blazak, anything?
No, sir.
Okay, and I have nothing. Chris?
The only thing I have to add on top of what the council members had said is that we have hired a recording secretary. Her first day was today, so we should be getting those minutes turned around and for the council's approval. Other than that, that's all.
Okay, thank you for that. Item number 7, request to purchase. You want to cover this? You want me to cover it?
So there are
There's 5
Five?
requests to purchase.
You got it?
5 totaling $88,873.62.
Great. Questions or comments on any of these? All pretty straightforward. So do I have a motion to approve the request to purchase as submitted?
I'll make a motion to approve the request to purchase as submitted.
And authorize our clerk
And
to pay? Authorize our clerk to pay?
Authorize the clerk treasurer to pay.
Thank you, Mike. Support
I'll
for that?
second.
Thank you, Wayne. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.